Welcome to beautiful Coffin Bay. Now we do a diverse range of tours on within the business. Today though, being the seafood capital of Australia, we're out in the water with a couple of my mates here, Tomo and Watto from Gazander Oysters. We're going to taste some of these oysters straight out of the ocean. Now, we state claim that these are the world's best oysters, and for very good reason. Tomo?
Yeah, well, I'd like to hope they are at certain stages of the year, but no, we've got a beautiful place that we work in. We only have to come from just over there, just this side of Mount Dutton. Quick little boat spin, and here we are on our lease. As you can see, the waterway is a beautiful part of the world, and yeah, we like to think we can punch out a pretty good product from here.
Well, absolutely, they are a beautiful product. Now, if you don't think, or you think wherever you are in your destination of the country or the world that yours are better than here, I'll invite you down here, just so you can compare. Now, what are we going to do here? So they're fresh out of the water here. What do we got? These are definitely on sale size. We're going to open up a couple. We're going to taste a couple because it is only very early in the morning here on this winter's day, and this is breakfast.
How many would you like to taste for lunch?
Have you got 3 dozen?
3 dozen?
I'm hungry.
Well, it is that hour of the day, isn't it?
It is. So this is breakfast, guys. Now, what we say, 3 a day keeps the bugs away. Now, with all this coronavirus stuff going on, we should have been having about 3 dozen today, but
yeah, the zinc.
Keep the zinc, keep us healthy with the zinc. All right, that looks good. Do you want a hand there, Stephen?
There you go, mate.
All right,
I've got this covered.
So you got that covered there. Now you want to have a look at this here, this little baby here. The beautiful Gazander oysters. Now this is a little bit of liqueur, the Coffin Bay liqueur, which we tip out. And she's straight down the hatch pretty much. Oh!
Keep them coming there, David.
Jacob, do you want to do something here, mate? Feed me?
I can feed you, David.
Thank you very much. Now these are absolutely sensational. A little tip when you are eating the Coffin Bay oyster, or any oyster pretty much, is you need to chew it at least 6 times to get that full little bit of the muscle onto the palate. And there's a little piece in here, which is the abductor muscle, which is actually a little bit different taste. Tastes a bit like a crab meat type of thing. So if you get that into your palate, it is absolutely sensational.
Nice.
Spot on.
David is right. The zinc is very useful when it comes to protecting yourself from the Rona.
Now, just like a cat, there's a million ways how you can skin a cat, but like the oysters as well, how we generally taste the oysters. There's that many different types of recipes around. Obviously these are fresh out of the water. I like mine with just a squeeze of lemon, one that I prepared earlier.
They are like this. You don't really need to be doing too much.
I had a. Sorry. Just a squeeze of pepper. And they are chickadee boo. One thing we do need, I know it's morning time. I'm sorry about this. We don't normally drink on our tours, but we are 77 days into our long weekend. Haven't been able to do any work. So I'm going to have a little bit of a local drop. This is a famous Boston Bay Riesling, grown right here in the shores of Port Lincoln. It's the world's closest vineyard to the ocean. So that will wash down perfectly. As it does say in the label just here, pair, amongst other things, pair with Eyre Peninsula's famous seafood. Put that one there. Just found a little bit of Tabasco as well, just to liven the whole show up.
So you're not planning on driving the boat after this, mate?
I can't even drive a car, Tomo, so I'll leave the boating expertise to you. I reckon that's going to be enough, mate.
You happy with that?
Yeah. Now we're going to go for a little cruise around, but the boys are going to come back here to load up because got a big day or a big weekend in Adelaide.
Yep.
So anyone that's Adelaide wants to go and get some beautiful fresh oysters straight from where we are here for this weekend, the long weekend, go to gazander.com, .com.au. There's a shopping cart on board there where you can get your oysters, and you're going to be at the Barossa
on the Saturday. So
Saturday?
basically we start off, we're on Brighton Road, South Brighton, on the Thursday morning. Ambleside Distillery, friends of ours up at Harndorf on the Thursday afternoon. Then the parade at Kensington on Friday morning. Birkenhead, Port on Friday afternoon, and then a new one, the Barossa Farmers Market on the Saturday morning, and then burn the midnight oil, get back and come back out to production on Sunday.
For every 3 dozen oysters you're going to get, they're going to chuck in one of these magnificent shuckers as well. So get on board with that. I did not tell you about that.
Yeah, no, we didn't know about that promotion.
All right, so we're going to go for a little wander now. I did forget to. Can I have one more?
Is there one more there? Oh yeah, you've got one there.
I did forget to introduce the young girl behind the camera, Missy. Say hello, Missy. This is my daughter.
Hi.
Oh, is that it? All right.
Chief photographer. Hang on, have you got your knife there, Lunch?
Yep. We're going to sit up here now, Missy.
Right, so we're trying to make a bit of noise.
Try and make a bit of noise.
What's
Right. Alright, so it might be a little bit noisy here, guys, but a little bit of wind and just with the noise of the boat, but we're just heading this way. Pardon me, to the brothers. We're going to have a look over this way here. Now, why the oysters are so good here in Coffin Bay, because of the amount of food that's here. All this food comes from the Southern Ocean through the upwelling of the easterly winds and the swell, and that brings a lot of food to the surface. We have two tides that flush through this bay here, and just brings all this food to the surface, and the oysters and the oyster racks here, they just open their beaks up a bit and the food just flows through. Beautiful spot here. Tomo's just one of 41 different oyster farmers from Coffin Bay here, and from those 41 farmers are providing about 60 tonne of oysters which come out of Coffin Bay every week. So pretty darn good. Alright, as we have a look around here, this is all Coffin Bay National Park out here to our left. 35,000 hectares of national park, magnificent beaches, perfect for camping. There's a lot of wildlife out there, kangaroos, emus, the bird life is amazing, and we'll be on land here in maybe 10 or so minutes, and we'll hopefully be able to see some of those species as well. This wine's really good, by the way. Yeah. Alright, now this little section here, right here. See the fern stills up here on the corner? Can you stick your nose in there? Yeah, beautiful. So these little rocky outcrops here are called the Brothers. Now, something very unusual here about these guys is that this is actually a upturned petrified root system, which back when in the days of Gondwana land 550 million years ago, these were actually in South America as part of a rainforest. So when continental drift and all this type of thing happened all this time ago, they've ended up here, and here they are. Look at these guys. Now these little guys, this system here is, I amazing because of the wildlife which is here. Now these are long-nosed field seals, and they're just lazing about there. They've already had a swim, had a feed to eat. Whoop! Can you zoom into them, yes? Look at them little fellas. So also on here are the Australian sea lions. We might have to go to the other end there just to check them out. Beautiful little things they are. They spend a lot of their time just on the rocks, basking in the sun, feeding in the morning. This is also home to a huge amount of different marine bird species, and they come here to breed. I'll go to the other end, thanks Tomo. You're just checking the depth. Careful, we might be shipwrecked. We hear the seagulls there carrying on the island. So the Australian gull. What else we got here? We've got the Pacific gull sitting up on the rock here. We've got the pied cormorants. And many other different, the oyster catchers, heaps of other different species. Also on here, back in the early 1900s, was guano, which is basically potassium and used for fertilizer. And this has come from all the bird poo, the dead bird species, and also bat excrements, I should say. And this was actually farmed here at one point in time. Now there's another very well-known oyster farmer here called Cactus, or Ted. And he was telling me recently that he collected some of this stuff, put it on his tomatoes. Missus wasn't too happy. Tomatoes ended up brown bread. They're all died due to too much potassium, too much of. Look at all these birds over here. Now you won't be able to smell the aromas here, but I can tell you they're a little bit strong. Alright, so the pied cormorants here, commonly known as what we call them a shag. And I'm hoping down here at the other end that there's a little bit of, there's some Australian sea lions. Right ahead there. Right ahead? You're right, Watto. He's all over it. Where? See him up here? Birds here. Goose up there. So when these birds are breeding here, you come here and you're fishing just off of here, trying to catch the King George whiting, etc. And there's just the noise here at certain times of year is incredible. See that big fella? A couple up there. We've got 1, 2, 3. He's a big bull. See that sea lion there? Beautiful, beautiful animals these are. Now, we can't swim with them here, but one of the best things about being on Eyre Peninsula and the tours that we do is being able to swim with the sea lions. This is a beautiful, beautiful experience, getting face to face with these things. It's one of the best immersive experiences you can actually do. And to just swim with them, and they come up this close to you, they will see the reflection in your mask, and it is absolutely superb. The more and more you play around with them, the more that they play with you, and they look very clumsy on the land. But once they hit in the ocean, they put their sea legs on, and it is absolutely incredible. So we do a lot of that up at Baird Bay, where you can swim with dolphins as well as the sea lions, and of course in Port Lincoln as well. All right, I can smell that a little bit. All right, I reckon we've had enough of the time on the water here. We need to go back on land and get into the four-wheel drive and see what we can find on the land. How are we going there?
There, Jacob.
Through the middle of it there.
Yeah, you'll be right.
Clearance there.
Yeah. Zoom into that sea line. Well, look at that. He's just come up to a little play on the beach. Now the chances of getting wet here, Tomo, or what?
Actually, better than I was expecting, mate. I'm not going to have to piggyback anyway.
Is this going to be one of my a long jump, a big run and jump and sprint off the top?
Knees like yours, mate. I'd like to see that.
All right, check him out here. He's going to come in for a dip. He'll come and see us. Hello, boy. Hello, boy. See if you can whistle him in there, Watto. Oh, look at that. He'll come right up here, I reckon.
Sounds like he's choking on a pill chip.
Yeah, a lot more comfortable in the water, I reckon. Little roll, swim. Are you going to reverse in for us? No?
No, it's up. You'll be able to step off.
Okay, perfect.
Little Jimmy's fishing.
Oh, look at that. Any fish?
No, not yet.
What are you doing, boy?
What are you doing, lunch?
I'm coming to get a fresh fish for the fire.
Breakfast, supposed to be.
Well, I just had a dozen oysters.
Well, I'm waiting for my breakfast.
Righto. All right.
Ready.
Beautiful stuff. Thanks, Watto. All right. Tomo, thank you, mate.
No worries, anytime.
Thanks, buddy. No. All right. Thanks, Jacob.
No worries, mate.
On you, mate. Take it easy.
See ya.
Have a great day's work.
Boys.
Right, load this tub right up full of those oysters. Beautiful. All right, we're going to keep going. We're going to run. Skedaddle. Let's go. Still going, miss?
We need a big fish to get home.
Yeah. You're good? Take. Oh, sorry. Jump. All right.
There.
Safe travels.
Catches. See ya. All right, just going to introduce you to this little bloke here. This is Jimmy.
G'day.
How you
Lunch.
going?
How are you going?
I'm going good. How come
That's
you didn't
good.
catch any fish?
Wrong lure. Wrong lure.
Wrong lure.
Wrong lure.
All right. Now here's a close up of Missy as well. Say howdy, Missy.
Hi.
And this is Renee.
Howdy. How you going?
She's the one of the faces behind the business. What?
Cheers, boys. Don't want that, mate.
Yeah, a little present.
Yeah, see you, mate.
Catches. Bye bye. All right, Renee. So when you guys want to come on down here,
Yep.
book a tour. Renee is she's likely to be the chick that you're going to be speaking to or emailing to. So this is her.
Yep.
Little fire here on the beach. This is all part of the what we do. Do. That's nearly a little song. So unfortunately, Jimmy, you haven't caught any fish to put on there.
We wait for
Sorry, guys, but
Yeah.
wrong lure.
Okay. All right, let's skedaddle here, guys, because we're going to do a bit of land-based stuff now. And yeah, just put that one out. There we go. Good work. I'll kick in there. So I was just digressing a little bit there with the oysters. We make this a big part of our tour. Obviously, we haven't got the time because we're live streaming for Tourism Australia. And Miss, do you just want that one back there? So we're live streaming for Tourism Australia, and The oyster farm tour is a big part of what we do. We can do this for an hour or up to 3 hours, and this is with Pure Oysters Coffin Bay. They're good mates of ours. They are currently building a new oyster boat so that we can, which is completely surveyed, can take up to 20 people out on that at a time, and we get to know the oyster industry inside out. We come over to a beautiful beach like this where we dropped off. We can collect oysters. Collect oysters. We've done that. We can collect cockles, or, as we call them in South Australia, pippies if you're in Victoria or Western Australia, vongole if you're from Italy, and we cook these up on the beach. Absolutely magnificent. A little bit of vino or local wine as well. We're going to skedaddle. What do you got there?
You might want a cup of tea to wash down your oysters.
Wash down the wine.
And the
All
wine.
Right. Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Get up here. Where's the car?
Woo. Up there.
All right. You lead the way, miss. A little bit of a workout in the morning up this sand dune. How's that sea lion?
Oh, he's been there the whole time. Well, he was lying down right up the top of the beach.
I thought it was a person with a
And
dog.
yeah, and we thought it looked like a bear. Like a dead bear, but it was just moving, and he was right up the top, and he's been there the whole morning.
Perfect. Okay, thank you very much. Chuck your stuff in there, Jimmy.
Can I drive?
No, you can't drive. What makes you think you're going to drive?
I don't know, because I drive.
Did you see me driving through that? Do you reckon
Yeah.
you can drive through that?
Yeah.
Hey? No, keep going. All right, you're in the front, miss. Jump on in. Whoa. All right, in the 200 series here. Now we're going to be hand sanitizer, guys. Good.
Thank
All part of the operations. All right. You see any roos or emus on the way
Yeah,
out?
we saw 8 roos,
8 roos.
8 roos and 6 emus.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Just in a probably 20-minute drive.
20 minutes. Beautiful. All right. So we're going to go. We've got about 10 minutes, 20 minutes. That's it, miss. This is all part of the here too, because being and then getting into the land, just doing something a little bit different. So we're going to keep the. Oh, she's a bit bumpy
Yeah,
here.
it's really bumpy in some sections.
All right, so now's a good time to talk about a little bit more about what we do, and I'm not sure if you could capture that with the wind on the boat or whatnot, but we've been operating for 15 years. We're based out of Port Lincoln, again, Eyre Peninsula, South Australia, beautiful part of the world, and there's a little bit of a secret in Australian tourism, because a lot of people don't really know where we are, or particularly what we do, but we have a huge focus on our wildlife, with the amount of not only marine species which you can get up close to as well, but also to the land-based wildlife. And a couple of Australia's, the gems of Australia being the koala and the kangaroo, the emu. There's about 270 different species of native bird life which can be found here, as well as many reptiles such as the Rosenberg goanna, heap of different snake species as well. Not that everyone wants to see the snakes, but they are well renowned. We had a heap of emu tracks just here in front of us. As we are in the winter, and one of the real highlights of what we do in the winter time is the whale watching, which is southern right whale watching. Now, as we speak, these guys are making their migration from the Antarctica. Hang on, I'm just going to get this out of 4-wheel drive. It's making a sound there. from the Antarctica all the way up this west coast. Whoop, what's going on? Something's. There we go. The migration from the Antarctica, which is about 5,500 kilometres from where we are in Port Lincoln, all the way up through the Great Australian Bight, and to a place called Fowler's Bay and the head of the Bight. Now this place is amazing up there, where in a few weeks' time there'll be up to 70 different species, 70 different whales at Fowler's Bay. Now that is about 10 times more whales than people up there, because there's only a very, very small population. Give a shout out to my good mate up there, Rod Keogh from EP Cruises. He'll be tuning in here, I'm sure. Rod, how'd it go, mate? And with him, you'll be able to get very close to the whales up there with the safety of a very, very nice vessel where the whales will come to you. Now they go up there because they go down to breed, socialise, and also mate. So it's a perfect opportunity to head up there, and honestly it's one of the best places in the country where you can go and to observe and watch these the whales up there. It's a bit of a trek up there, but we can fly in as well. So that's a little bit about the wildlife. We are associated with one of Tourism Australia's signature experiences, and that's the Australian Wildlife Journeys. Proud to be an inaugural member of that. And also too, we are fortunately involved with the Great Fishing Adventures of Australia, another one of Tourism Australia's signature experiences. So we're doing these wildlife experiences, we're doing fishing trips, and these are all just from here. And I mentioned before about the different types of fish species which you can catch, and we do a lot of beach fishing as well. So we're getting the Australian salmon off the beach, which is a bit of a venture on its own because of the fact that we're doing forward driving to get to these very remote locations, and then we can muscle in salmon straight out of the ocean. So it's pretty cool. Now the majority of tours that we do are all tailor-made for exactly what you want to be doing. So if your family or a group of friends or whatever comes on down here, we love to be able to tailor-make up your experience just for you, to make it personalised and privatised. And the choice is yours. So it's amazing to be able to do that. And we also have some pre-packaged tours on our website. Now if your time is very short here, just a day trip, we can do that for you as well. You can check all that out at australiancoastalsafaris.com.au. So even though we're quite isolated over here, normally we would have 84 flights from Adelaide to Port Lincoln per week, which is it's a good number, which makes it easily accessible. Oh, what have we got here?
You got to round the corner, but you might need to wind windows up.
Okay. We're on Lake Jessie. Little sand dune system out here to the right.
It's not too bad here, but
Not too bad here.
The next section is a bit hanging on.
There you go. How's your father? See a few people here trying to climb up that. Ooh. Some people have been right up there. Now we do a lot of four-wheel driving through those sand dunes. Not those ones there, of course, but we don't mind using the four-wheel drive system on our vehicles. And let's face it, that's what you're paying for a lot of the time. In the vehicle, that is. So Getting out and about on some massive sand dunes is incredible. And that's a little part of what we do in around Port Lincoln. Oh, here's some good ones. Oh,
But yeah, around the corner, there's still some really good ones.
I might just stop and use that four-wheel drive actually.
Yeah, I think you would. I know.
Wait, are you going for the puddle then?
Not this one.
Oh, okay.
Ready? Good ones. This is a little one. Where's that big one?
Actually,
They're up there, I think. There's some deep
Big
ones.
ones that we went through.
Yeah, there is one up there. Go
This
through
one,
this one,
this
Dad.
one's.
Dad, go through that one.
whoa!
Whoa! Wait, wait,
Oh, another one. Another one. Did you go through that? You kids will be able to clean the car when you get back.
No, I doubt it.
You don't think?
No.
That's what you're here for.
No, not. Oh, here's a deep one.
Oh, how deep.
No, it's not too bad.
You right?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So a good bit of winter rainfall down here, which obviously is fantastic for the for farmers. Fantastic for the amount of wildlife that's here, and also the greenery, the vegetation that's here, because obviously rainfall means life, and the landscapes are amazing throughout the winter, spring, and we love everything about that. And traditionally winter's a little bit quiet for us, which a little bit quieter because of the fact I think most people want to go and seek the sun, but winter's beautiful down here. We one thing is that the seafood's at its very most premium. There's wildlife all around the place. We can still get out to fish. We still go out to our favourite spots with nobody out there, and to keep warm, well, we just light up a fire wherever we want. So that's what I love about that. And there's nothing better than to finish the day at the top of a cliff or amongst some wildlife with a fire and a nice bottle of local red wine, a cheese platter, and just talk about life. It's good. Now Renee, she's in the back there. She's another local, born and bred. She offers so much into our business. It's not funny, and I just describe her as the jet. Now Renee,
Yes.
what do you love about being down here in Port Lincoln, living here all your life? What do you love about it?
We're in it. We're in it. So I love this. I love being outdoors and the nature. And seriously, we're 15-20 minutes from Port Lincoln, and you're in amongst it all. And it's not just nature, it's wildlife, it's beaches, it's surfing, it's
The people.
the people, yeah, and it's the community. Oh, I'll put my window up, hang on.
Window up, puddle.
Puddle.
Oh, Jimmy.
Yeah, so, and it's a community feel. I was just thinking about it. It's everywhere you go, it doesn't matter, you know somebody, and it's a really nice feeling. And even if you don't know somebody, usually everybody's talking to each other or something along those lines. So, but yeah, definitely the community feel, and I like the isolation. So that's one of my, or the remoteness of it. It's one of the things that I really, really love about it. Takes me 5 minutes to get to work. You can beat that.
Aren't you working from home?
Yeah, normally.
Yeah. Oh, let's line this one up.
Okay, windows up.
Windows up.
All good.
Yeah, so the local people are very much part of what we do. you know, we're a small operation, again, like a lot of other people are, and just the different types of interaction that we have with them, whether we're doing a tour with them, whether we're walking down the street, we're saying g'day, and they're more than happy to welcome people into our region, say g'day and have a bit of a yarn about where they're from, what they're doing, how they're going. Oh, look at this kangaroo just here, miss. Little Joey. Is there a little Joey there? Now, where there's one, there's two. In this case, there's about
3,
6 or
4.
7. These are the western grey
Stop.
kangaroo. I've been told to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Another couple just over here to the right-hand side. I'm just going to sneak up quietly and see if they can't.
I'm just out your window too, a big one.
They're off. You can go out the window here.
Oh, there's one. Snakes too.
Yeah, we might see a few more there. That's a little western grey kangaroo just further up the.
Oh, there's a couple. Just
Couple more there as well.
Yep.
Aussie kangaroos.
Aussie kangaroos. Well, they're native, mate, so they you won't find them anywhere else. So today we have seen long-nosed furseals, we've seen Australian sea lions, we've seen even different marine bird species, we've seen a single dolphin, which I hope you got on film there before. We've seen emus, we've seen a beached Australian sea lion, we've seen kangaroos. They're the western grey ones, and I can tell you just down a little bit further, which we haven't got time to go to and see, is probably Australia's best native koala species that you'll see. Now, it's a magnificent experience down there, and where we normally spend 2 to 3 hours going around this private property to where we'll see between 50 and 60 different koalas. A lot of these are only at eye level, a little bit higher than that, sometimes on the ground, and it's experienced like no other.